I gotta find my shoes. Ooh, I gotta reach for my shoes. Reaching's not as easy as it used to be. Hey, Sniper. Guys, we have Miss Flipper this afternoon. I just wanted to mention that. Instead of Monday, I have double guests on Monday. Both reoccurring. We have Cynthia Orlando is coming up. Cynthia, she's our Italian, French, Canadian friend living in Florida. She's coming back up and she wants to talk about guilt. The world was born in guilt. We don't like that, do we? No one wants to hear that. You know, we look around and we're very selective in where we look. We look at the beauty. We look at the sunsets and the sunrises and the puppy dogs and the kitty cats and our loving relationships. And we say none of that is based on guilt. Which is true, I think. Every loving thought is true. And yet we really can't look around the world and say that everything is based upon a loving thought, right? What is not based, hey cat, what is not based upon a loving thought is an illusion. All right. Hey, Chef. Chef Mary is here supporting the new video. I will, for sure. Can you drop a link for it, Mary? Hey, Miss Flipper. I was just talking about you. Cat's here. Miss Flipper says, who is the judge? What do you mean? I think we can identify that which is not loving without judging, right? I think we can. We are at lesson 46, but we're going to wait and see if our friend Anna comes in. Hey, Bob. Are you an angel investor? No, I'm not. There she is. Hey, Anna. Lesson 46. I love lesson 46 because it seems to drop a very deep clue. Sort of, it's starting to bridge everything that we left behind with those previous thoughts. Miss Pippa says the Holy Spirit knows what is and what isn't. I agree. You know, we often talk, I've often talked, other people have often talked about those first 50 lessons sometimes being the hardest, right? Because a lot seems to be asked of us to leave a whole lot of stuff behind. Hey, the thoughts that we're thinking, the world that we're seeing, the past that we believe we've experienced. That's a lot. It's a lot to ask for anyone. But those first 50 lessons don't leave you bereft of the things that you believed you had. They start around lesson 28 or so, 29. Things start coming in, not just taken out, but coming in. Lesson 29, I'm sorry, says, God is in everything I see. So now things are starting to click. Lesson 46 is going to give you a clue as to what's to come for the rest of the lessons. Lesson 46 says, God is the love in which I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. So now we're talking about God. We're talking about love, one and the same. And we're talking about forgiveness. Let's see. Little leaf. What does little leaf have to say? Little leaf says bald. Well, that's okay, my friend. It's okay if you're bald. I'm here for support for you. It's not easy. At first, you'll get used to it. God is love in which I forgive. Cat says once is enough. Yep. If you got to prove you're funny, you're not funny. Word to the wise, little leaf. If you got to prove that you're funny, you're seldom funny. Chris says, wow, nobody needs to ask if you're gay. That's true. No one does need to ask. You're absolutely right about that, my friend. All right, last shoe, and then I'll watch, and then we're going to dive into lesson 46. Watch. You guys make me smile. Every one of you. God is the love in which I forgive. Lesson 46. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. It's an important thing to consider right off the bat. God is the love in which I forgive, but God does not forgive because he has never condemned. And there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world, but that is because it is a world of illusions. Those who forgive are thus releasing themselves from illusions, while those who withhold forgiveness are binding themselves to them. As you condemn only yourself, so do you forgive only yourself. Yet although God does not forgive, his love is nevertheless, the basis of forgiveness. Fear condemns and love forgives. Forgiveness thus undoes what fear has produced, returning the mind to the awareness of God. For this reason, forgiveness can truly be called salvation. It is the means by which illusions disappear. Today's exercises require at least 3 full 5-minute practice periods and as many shorter ones as possible. Begin the longer practice periods by repeating today's idea to yourself as usual. Close your eyes as you do so and spend a minute or two in searching your mind for those whom you have not forgiven. It does not matter how much you have not forgiven them. You have forgiven them entirely or not at all. If you're doing the exercise well, you should have no difficulty in finding a number of people you have not forgiven. It is a safe rule that anyone who you do not like is a suitable subject. Mention each one by name and say, God is a love in which I forgive you, and mention their name. The purpose of the first phase of today's practice period is to put you in a position to forgive yourself. After you have applied the idea to all those who have come to mind, tell yourself, God is the love in which I forgive myself. Then devote the remainder of the practice period to adding related ideas such as, God is a love in which I love myself. God is a love in which I am blessed. The form of the application may vary considerably, but the central idea should not be lost sight of. You might say, for example, I cannot be guilty because I am the Son of God. I have already been forgiven. No fear is possible in a mind beloved of God. There is no need to attack because love has forgiven me. The practice periods should end, however, with a repetition of today's idea as originally stated. The shorter practice periods may consist either of a repetition of the idea for today in the original or in a related form as you prefer. Be sure, however, to make more specific applications if they are needed. They will be needed at any time during the day when you become aware of any kind of negative reaction to anyone, present or not. In that event, tell them silently, God is love in which I forgive you. You ready, guys? We're going to breathe. And then we're going to do the exercise. Sit and make yourself comfortable. Drop the weight of the world from your shoulders and let them hang towards the floor. Relaxed and at ease, poised. Ready to dive inwards and explore our hidden world. All those resentments, all those judgments, all the guilt that we've been holding on to is going to be forgiven. The eyes close. Notice the breath. Notice the breath as it touches the tip of your inner nose, easily floating in, gifted, touching the lungs, and then easily let go of released, and relax, and relax. We're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4, the briefest pause, and we're going to exhale through the nose for a count of 4. You can add that ha, the snoring sound to it, deeply relaxing. So go ahead and begin with breathing in through the nose for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. With eyes still closed, we begin by thinking, God is in love, in which I forgive. God is the love, in which I forgive. Search your mind for 1, 2 people that you believe you have not forgiven yet. They can be a difficult case in forgiveness, or it could be something gentle and at ease, and you just wish to be at peace. I wish to forgive these people so that I might be forgiven. As that first person comes to mind, we picture them, we hold them in our imagination, and we offer them the love that God is the love in which I forgive. God is the love in which we forgive, and name that person. See them bathed in the light of forgiveness. Light emanating from your heart, touching their heart, everything expanded in love, expanded in light. And God is love in which I forgive this person. Rest in that light for just a moment, 2 moments, 1 more moment. Let the next person come to mind and see that same light. As a matter of fact, you can extend that light from those 2 that you've just forgiven, you and the person that you've forgiven, and extend it to this next person. From your heart, from the forgiven person's heart to this new person's heart, everything bathed in light, and we remind ourselves that God is the love in which I forgive. We mention the name. God is the love in which I forgive this person. God is the love in which I forgive. And allow that light to expand. And know that that light is always available, always expanding, always extending. This is our creation. Everything of light. And all that we touch and all that we offer is bathed in this light, and that we can forgive in every single moment. From the softest sense of forgiveness to the hardest lesson that we have, everything can be forgiven. Everything can be forgiven. And remind yourself that in this forgiveness, our own forgiveness, our own salvation is found. And that God is a love in which I forgive myself. God is a love in which I forgive yourself. Allow that light to hover in your heart, knowing that you are forgiven, that you have forgiven yourself. Devote a moment just to allow related ideas to come to you, that God is a love in which you love yourself. God is a love in which you bless the world. And then we say once more to ourselves that God is a love in which I forgive. And when you're ready, without any loss of that sacred light that we've touched upon, we open our eyes, come back to the chat, look around you, look around the chat, and know that right now everything is forgiven, bathed in light. And I love you. Let me dive back in. I see we got all kinds of stuff happening. Hey, Lee. How are you? Hey, Joseph. Victory, you stay safe as well. Hey, Scott. AS says, please show upper lip. I'm sorry, you'd have to go to my OnlyFans channel to see the upper lip. That's why I have the mustache, to keep it hidden. It would be unfair for the people who have subscriptions who are paying, man, a good deal of money. But if you go to yogiupperslip.com, you'll find my OnlyFans channel, and feel free to subscribe. I gotta say, the content is pretty spectacular. Don't mean to brag, but upper lip has been praised by some fairly high and established people in the upper lip industry. You know, I've been asked to model. I've been asked to endorse certain products, lip gloss, chapstick, things like that. I've declined. You know why? I don't want to forget the people who've supported me along the way. So, if you are a member of justyogisupperlip.com, you've been supporting me, there'll be a little gift later today for you. Let's see. Did I read all the books? No, I haven't read all the books. I've read maybe 90+% of the books. Some are like textbooks that I had way back in school that I, hold on to. Some I've reread. Quite a few I've reread. Quite a few I still use as references. Some of them I wrote. What's that you say? You're not just an upper lip model? No, I'm also a published author. Of course, all I write about is, my upper lip. But you go with your strengths. You go with what you're good at. God gave me a gift and a talent, and I use it. Anyway, where was I? You're welcome, Anna. Bobby, you're welcome too, my friend. 9 whiskeys and 2 blunts. Well, good for you. I hope you relax for the rest of the day. Cat says, what did Cat say? Leah's laughing. Lee is laughing because Lee's a member. Lee is he's a member of the Just Yogi's Upper Lip fan club, OnlyFans. Kat says, oh, nice. New Fox video, Yogi. Yes, new Fox video. I was sent a series of them, and you are hilarious. I love you. I love you too. Miss Pippa says, I would like to read the My Upper Lip book. I will send you a signed copy. Of course, I signed. All you're going to get with a signed copy is, the lip imprint on the front cover. From my lips to yours. Love, Yogi. Sniper says, supposed it arrived early today. Every once in a while, Sniper, I stumble into it. Happy trapping morning to you. What's on the? Oh, you're taking a day. You're taking like an extended time off, aren't you? Hi, Tony. Tony says, "Great morning, you beautiful creations of God, gift and divinity." Beautifully said. What a way! That's the way you enter, guys. That's the way you enter a chat and a live stream. Hi, Flora. Thank you for liking, guys. The incredibly gifted Miss Flipper comes up this afternoon, and we are going to talk the talk. Hopefully, we will walk the walk. Miss Flipper always does. I stumble and fall on occasion. Bring your questions. Bring your inquisitive minds. What does the fishbowl hold for you today? Who knows? You got to ask for it. Hey, Wessa. How was your Valentine's Day, everyone? Hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy my Valentine's Day. I spent my Valentine's Day afternoon with Stephanie and Lloyd talking beautiful stuff. Mainly, I just sat there probably with my mouth hanging half open, fully in awe of the presence that I was in. Flora, how was your Valentine's Day? So we are going to go out and take a walk in just a little bit. Sun comes up earlier now. I got some work to do. I got a video to make. What else? Probably make some shorts. Not like shorts that I'm going to wear. Those are called cutoffs, and cutoffs are no longer in style. Oops. Give me a sec, guys. I forgot to post my morning writing. I wrote about the balancing postures, yoga asanas. Very often right now, my mind is turning to my yoga practice. I mentioned to Kat yesterday, I've been having some very interesting. This goes back to what I often talk about with Miss Flipper, trust. And I feel like trust is now extending itself through my yoga practice. Marla says, I was never in style. Who cares? Oh, I care. I got an image to uphold, man. I'm a public figure now. You know, I can't go out dressed all willy-nilly. I'm sorry, I meant to say dressed like willy-nilly. He's my neighbor, Mr. Nilly, lives next door. Dresses atrociously, man. No fashion taste whatsoever. Me, when I go out, I am impeccably dressed. From the very tip of the 1, 2, maybe 4 hairs at the top, perfectly coiffed. The entire conversation today, from beginning to end, was structured around the thought that I wanted to use the word coif. Didn't know how it was going to express itself, didn't know when it was come up, but it happened right now. Coif. Perfectly coiffed. And anyway, Marlon says, poor Mr. Nilly getting sent. Yeah, he is. I should apologize. I apologize to Mr. Nilly. But man, if you saw him, you would agree. You would agree. What's this? It says coiffed. Yes, coiffed. When was the last time you heard that? Here's a question. Let me know if you can do it. Send me a video. Make a YouTube short. Can you use the word coif in a sentence sometime today, perfectly expressed? You can't just go up to someone and poke them in the chest and say coif and run away. You could, and I wish you would, and I wish you would make a video of it and send it to me. Post it on YouTube, and then send it to me. Use the word coif and let me know how that works for you. I keep saying it. Now I'm wondering, is it actually even a word? Did I just make that up? I don't know. I hope so. All right. I'm all over the place. I don't even have any clue what I'm talking about any longer. Once we cover lesson 46, everything's let go of. I have nothing, no control over anything. I've done my part for the day. Let me read what I wrote. What's it says, why would I want to do such a thing? It's a good question. That's a good question. If I stopped and paused and wondered why I would do any such thing, I would be stuck in bed all day, afraid to get out. Miss Pippa says, I can say, entirely, sincerely, plain and simple, that I don't know. Me too. There you go. Marla says to make Yogi happy. Yep. Do we need any other reason? To make ourselves happy. To make our, excuse me, guys, to make ourselves smile. This is what I wrote today. It's called lean. I love the balancing postures. 2 in particular each morning, Vrksasana or tree pose, and Natajasana, also called the dancer's pose. Both of these poses require trust, being mindful of just the right shift of balance to continue the posture a little while longer. What I'm trusting is not only the body, but the ground beneath my feet and the very air that seems to support me when I reach the point of feeling perfectly poised and steady. It sometimes feel like I could hold each of these asanas forever, an eternal yogi trusting the greater force that will hold him. And fairly often, too, I stumble from the pose as if the air defeated me and gravity frowned upon my very effort to defy it. Lately, though, my trust has grown, deepened into something nearly indescribable. I got a lot of typos that I need to fix. I'm being held, not propped to support the pose, and not always with a sense of ease, but with a grace that whispers to me that every fall and tug of gravity is in perfect order for the lesson of the moment. I'm not asked to trust that each asana will be perfect. No, it's that they will be perfectly expressed in such a way that I learn to remember to smile through every shift of balance. Trust is dynamic, requiring a deep listening and keen inner sight that takes us beyond the appearance of what the moment offers. I know that each fall doesn't remove me from the hold of grace, but only furthers my commitment to smile and lean even deeper into the unseen arms that always hold me. It's trust. And every morning, I lean just a little further. That was it for the day. My morning writing that needs to be fixed. Where are we? Ms. Pippa says, so can we do that? I don't know. What can we do? Hey, Green Thumb, how are you? 46 lessons studied. Yes. That's okay, Ellie. Ellie, welcome in, my friend. We'll make it a little over half an hour. Work says, are you disappointed in Deepak Chopra? Thank you, Miss Pippa. That's a good question. Work, are you still here? This is hard for me to talk about. I am a certified Chopra meditation instructor. I don't know if disappointment is the word. It has affected a lot of people who are certified instructors in some of the Chopra Foundation's many courses. I don't know the context of all those messages. I know my interpretation, I know other people's interpretation, and I know the media's interpretation. I even know a little bit of Deepak's interpretation, right? I don't know the context of how those statements were made. So I'm doing my best not to judge. Yes, we can do I don't know show, for sure. Work says I was shocked. I can't say I was shocked, but I was disappointed. I have books behind me, books placed in prominent positions, which are signed by Deepak, that have shaped my life since The first book I read of his, the first significant book I read of his, 1993, Seven Spiritual Laws of Success, which isn't about success as we think about it. It's not a self-help book. It's a guidebook for going through life with deep sense of commitment to the yogic Vedic ideals, of which I've based no small part of my life on. Deepak didn't always live his life in a way, the message that he has put out there. Neither have I. I've always tried, and I can only imagine that Deepak has tried as well. The humanness of me, the humanness of Deepak, is deeply flawed. When I notice those flaws, guess what? It's my own flaw staring back at me, not in the same form as Deepak's, but in my own. So all I can do is use his own fall from grace as a reminder. Every fall is in divine order, and that, as I wrote just a minute ago, there are unseen arms that are holding us, even Deepak. And all I can do is remind myself of lesson 46. God is the love in which I forgive. And I hold Deepak with deep love. Maybe not the same reverence that I held him in before, but maybe with a deeper sense of love because of the fact that he has fallen so hard. Also remind myself that everyone who puts himself out in public, even a little bit, even just a tiny little YouTube channel, be sincere, be open. That's it. Tony says, I would love to share some of my poetry. Just let me know. How about this? Well, Tony, where are you located again? Tony says, bless him. Yes, indeed. So we have a little sort of like open mic night on occasion. People can come up and sing a song, hang out. And I think I have no guests tonight. I'm on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live this evening at 5:25, late afternoon, early evening. And if anyone wants to come up and read some poems, if anyone wants to come up and sing a song, if anyone wants to come up and tell a funny yet clean joke, suitable for a mixed audience, if anyone wants to come up and mime. If you want to come up and mime, I prefer man in a box, walking across the wind, because we have a lot of fishing friends. Can you do a miming routine of, what am I doing right now? What am I doing? I caught a fish this big. How was that, guys? I guess if I have to explain my miming, I'm not a very good mime. But hey, come on up, make some balloon animals. Here's the thing. Imagine this. I'm miming, making balloon animals. How's that for combining art forms? Come on, man. Give me some props. Was that the perfect draft or what? I made it for you. Wassa, I made it for you. Don't say that no one has ever made you an imaginary mimed balloon animal of a draft before, because now it has happened, Wassa. Right here, just for you. Hey, Keep Life Simple. How are you, my friend? So anyway, Tony, yes, come on up. Come on up and share some poetry. That is 23:25 CET. Tony, thank you for being impressed with my imaginary balloon animals. A golf swing? Oh, come on, man. I'm not that bad of a mime. A golf swing? What kind of golf are you playing, man? Hey, Skits. How are you, my friend? Thank you, Tony. Miss Flipper says, I want to see you play Invisible Hacky Sack. Do I have space for it? I got to warm up for that, Miss Flipper. Maybe this afternoon. Zipper says roller golf, 2406. It's going to be the Olympics, 2,406. I thought you were me playing a banjo. What kind of banjo? Or are you talking about like this? Well, yeah, I'd be a really bad banjo player. All right, man. I've never has my miming been judged so harshly as before. Sheesh. The first time I've ever said sheesh on a live stream ever. With a golf swing like that, start coaching? Exactly. That's how I putt. Hey, Tom. Tony says, can you play freeze tag with yourself? Yeah. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Our friend Tom asked us a very, very, very private question. And all I can say to Tom is you have to go to my other OnlyFans channel, www.justatip, and check it out for yourself. But you're going to have to pay. It's OnlyFans. What's it says? I'm making stuff up as usual. Jeesh. 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 All right, guys. I'm going to head out in a little bit. Make fun of Yogi mime. Don't make fun of my mime. Well, wait a minute. Are you saying make fun of me miming or make fun of my mime? Work says, is awareness of breathing or awareness of the whole body more important, or does it matter? It does not matter. Somatic awareness seems essential, but how can we achieve it? We don't. We can't achieve awareness, somatic or otherwise, because awareness just is. We're already aware. We are aware not just of what's happening around us, we're aware of not just what's happening to the body. We are aware of being aware. And that's pretty amazing. That's what enlightenment is. That's what awakening is. Aware of being aware. And all it takes is a shift. So whether you place your attention is always shifting. I can put my attention on these glasses and attention on these bottles. But the awareness behind that attention remains timeless, eternal, and ever present. So I withdraw my attention from an object back to awareness itself. And with that, it can be anywhere, right? I don't need to worry about being aware of the body or being aware of the breath. I know that I am aware. And that's where the deep, deep relaxation comes into. Hey, Argan, you have an exceptional beard. Well, that was an exceptionally kind comment to make. Thank you. I grew up myself. It was not easy. Brother says, that's a great age-old question, isn't it? Which is that? And it says, awareness is. Semper says, work start with the breathing, everything will follow. And it says, we are aware of being aware. Life says, deep breathing. Miss Pippa says, the I don't know show will be our best, a retirement party, bring cupcakes. What are we going to retire, Miss Flipper? We're going to retire our sense of having to know? Man, that's been stubborn, hasn't it? Flipper says 5 breaths a minute. And hey, Anthony, how are you? Miss Flipper says, I know that I'm aware. We can always come back to that. We can always come back to that. I know that I am aware. Marla says, why did it make me imagine Yogi straining, trying to push Bear's head out? Beard hears out. Well, that was the grace. I did not have to strain. I manifested. Thoughts on samsara, if such a thing exists, what is the practical everyday method to employ so that we can escape the cycle? Well, samsara is just the endless cycle of death and rebirth. Uh, we see it every spring. We see the expression of nature um, through every season, from fall, winter to spring, and then into summer, where everything starts again, right? We don't need to do anything for any of that to happen. Um, in order to escape, I don't think we ever escape um, the expression of life itself. However, we are not the singular point where nature is expressed, right? We are not this body. We are the life that emanated into the body and the life that will continue after the body. When we know ourselves as light, when we know ourselves as God's creation, then whatever happens after that isn't our concern. This is bringing it back to what Miss Blipper was talking about. I don't know. Why would I worry about escaping what is? Um, that might run counter to what a lot has been said in Course in Miracles, right? But I don't think so. Course in Miracles isn't asking us to escape, it's asking us to realize we are the very expansion and extension of God, of Godness, thoughts in the singular mind. Ever present, ever flowing, ever extending. We need do nothing. We need do nothing. And as they say in the Tao, yet everything gets done. Give up that sense of strain. I need to do something. I need to awaken. We don't need to do anything. Even lesson 46 today in the Course, God is love in which I forgive, begins with God doesn't forgive because God doesn't judge. So everything's taken care of already. Hey, Jack. Jack, how are you, my friend? I'm having a good day so far, my friend. How about you? Have you been to sleep yet? Holy Cross says, greetings from Stockholm City, Sweden. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Anthony says, tired, been up all night, trying to enjoy my only day off. Get some rest, my friend. Miss Pippa says, greetings from Rome, Holy Cross. Jack says, all good. Yes, dogs wake me up early every day. Holy Cross says, Rome, I love Rome. Well, Holy Cross, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the jewels. Argon says, that's an interesting perspective. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the matter. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for those great questions. Miss Pippa says, yep, your old eternal city. It is old, ancient. Hey, Miss Flipper, do you ever lose sight of how ancient Rome is? What an ancient city it is? Do you like always, whenever you go out, every time you wake up, does it just feel like you're in some place that has existed for so long? Does it ever just become familiar? So it says all roads lead, what was that? Under the Vatican. All right, guys, we're going to head out. 2 minutes. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me. If you were here for lesson 46, thanks for participating. If you missed lesson 46, come on by and check it out later. I'm going to probably make a clip of the lesson and the breath work that we did. Miss Blipper says, I've suffered when I craved forest because under the surface level lies ancient Rome. Enjoy the day, Anna. That sounds lovely. All right, and I'm going to go out and enjoy my walk. The last 2 mornings have been hanging out with foxes. Let's see what today brings. I'm always happy. The pond is starting to melt, thaw, I should say, and maybe the beavers will be surfacing soon, coming up for some fresh air. Tony says, excited to connect with you. Me too. Tony, thank you so much for being with us. I am looking forward to listening to some wonderful poetry. Bye, Flora, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you, Anna. I will enjoy my walk. Enjoy your coffee and the book. I know you will. Miss Blipper, I will see you just a little bit later. Hope you all come by and ask for an imperative from the big old fishbowl. Miss Blipper says, but I love ancient forests more. I bet. Thank you, Flora. Thank you, Sniper. What's it says? Foxes like the canines? Yep. I just posted a short. This one isn't one of mine. This one is from someone else's. They sent it to me. Hey, Roy. Yogi Bear. Yep. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Yeah, take care too, my friend. Love you guys.